This video is about how to convert between metric units. Here's the 7-step metric staircase. Draw one in your notebook. 7 steps. Label each step with the abbreviation. Milli is M, centi is C, deci is D. The key unit is meters or liters or grams. Deca is DA, hecto is H, and kilo is K. Remember, millicentideci, a key unit of the decahecto, and it kiloed them. What do these prefixes mean? Kilo means 1,000 of something. So if you have a kilogram, that's 1,000 grams. Hecto is the prefix meaning 100. How do you remember that? Because Hecto is an old man's name. I'm Hector, and I'm 100 years old. Deca means 10. There are 10 years in a decade. Deci, like a decimal, is 1/10 of. Centi means 1/100th of. There are 100 cents in a dollar. And milli means 1,000th of. There are 1,000 years in a millennium. So, if you'll notice, it's all base 10. And as the units get larger, the numbers will get smaller. When you move up the metric staircase, you divide by 10 each step up. Write this down in your notes. That's just like moving the decimal place to the left each step. How are you going to remember? Because when you divide up a pie, that's exactly it. You're dividing up by 10 each step. And I know how you feel about pie. Pie. What about moving down the metric staircase? In that case, you're going to multiply by 10 each step down or move the decimal point to the right. Write this down. As you move down, you times 10 each step of the way. Down times. Oh, a nice cozy nap. That means that as the units get smaller, because millimeters are really teeny tiny, about the width of 4 hairs. And a kilometer is almost a mile. So this is a big unit, and milli is a very small unit. As the units get smaller, the numbers get bigger. And as the units get larger, the numbers get smaller. Here we can see that. Here's 1 kiloliter. And that is the same volume as 10 hectoliters, which is the same amount of space as 100 decaliters, which is just as voluminous as 1,000 liters, which takes up just as much space as 10,000 deciliters, which is just as big as 100,000 centiliters, which is as voluminous as 1,000,000 millimeters. We divide by 10 each step up, we divide up, and we times down, down times by 10 each step of the way. As the units get smaller, the numbers get bigger. Write that down. And as the units get larger, the numbers get smaller. Let's try one together. Let's try 53 hectograms. How many decagrams? Decigrams, excuse me. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put my 53 right there. There we go. And how many steps is it from hectogram to decigrams? Well, let's see. I'm going to go 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps. Which means as I'm going to down times by 10 each step. 53 times 10 is 530. 530 times 10 is 5,300. 5,300 times 10 is 53,000. We can do it another way. I can write the number 53.0, and I'm just going to put a bunch of zeros in front of and behind. And I'm going to remember my rules here. And the rule is, as the units get smaller, the number's going to get bigger. So I'm going to move my decimal point to the right. How many places for this problem? 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 to make my number larger. Now I'm going to replace my decimal point right here, and I'm going to remember my commas. After 3 zeros, there's a comma. My new number is 53,000. 53,000. So 53 hectograms is the same mass as 53,000 decigrams. It's your turn to try. Solve these two.